We're going to be looking at the truth value of if-then statements. To prove an if-then false, you need to provide a counterexample where the hypothesis, the if part, is true, but the conclusion, the then part, is false. This is the only way to prove an if-then false. Don't try to reason beyond what that says. In this example, we have an if-then. If you are in this class, then you go to Edgewood. I've abbreviated a little bit just to make it fit the screen. So we're going to look at the four statements below and try to decide which one, if any, prove that if-then false. Remember, you have to show a case, a counterexample, in which the hypothesis is true, but the conclusion is false. Take a minute and think about it, and then I'll give the answers. Okay, I'll assume that we're back from the pause here. In the first one, Jim goes to Edgewood, and he's not in the class. Well, not in the class, this part here, well, that doesn't match the if part. In other words, it doesn't say, it doesn't show the if part true. So this is not going to, no matter what it said in the other part, we wouldn't be able to, that wouldn't prove it false. Okay, let's look at the next one. Sally doesn't go to Edgewood, and she's not in the class. Again, the word's not in the class. This doesn't match the if part of the statement. We have to find something that matches the if part, that makes it true, but the then part, the conclusion, false. Okay, number 3. Ed is not, is another not in the class. Didn't match the if. We can't draw a conclusion. We're going to assume the if-then is still true. Number 4, Bob is in the class. Now that matches the if part. And he does not go to Edgewood. This is the one right here. Number 4 is the one that's going to prove this. Oops, don't want to do that. Number 4 is the one that's going to prove our statement to be false. So remember, when you are evaluating an if-then statement, and you're trying to figure out, is that if-then true or false, and here's the one that proved our if-then to be false, you have to find a situation in which the extra statement shows that the if part was true, but the then part was false.